Hello everyone, Fitfam, Fresh Fam, all of the fam, how is everyone doing? Let me just try to adjust this a little bit and go boop, down, and there you go, we are good and ready to go. Today we are in my room. There's a little bit of stuff on the ground, but I'm trying to clean up the mess at least before I start a video. With regards to lifting, 3 things you are probably doing wrong. Teenage boys, the young ones in the early 20s, or someone who's just coming to the gym set environment and is pretty new to the whole place itself, to the idea of lifting, is 3 things you are definitely doing simply wrong. And this is something you can hone down into and correct from today, and I can almost guarantee you it will definitely impact in the way you look, the way you gain muscle, the way you lose fat, whatever your goal might be, but to do it more optimally. So let's get into it. First one will be a plan hop. This is something that is very famous in the quote-by-quote fitness industry, that people love to go online, look at their favorite fitness influencer. I've actually mentioned about this before in a couple of my videos. I'm sure a lot of fitness influencers already do, but that word fitness influencer is such a fungus to the fitness industry at times, in a way, for someone who's actually trying to come in to the brand new industry. To really acknowledge or understand what could be right or what could be wrong, and the abundance amount of saturated information that you get which overlaps as well as go completely against each other is humongously disgusting. It's absolutely shite. It's something that I would personally never want to go through if I'm a guy who's not into really putting the work in to do research and find things about whatever I'm trying to go through for clearest, most filtered content out there, in order for me to be able to get to my sort of goal quickly, which could be just understanding how to operate a camera into a particular mode. You want to optimally gain and use your time. Not everyone's gonna have time what you might have right now, and if you're watching this and you're always short on time, then this will definitely relate to you. If you're a uni student, you got assignments, if you've been working since a young age, or you just don't want to be in the gym, less hours that you want to actually apply, you're gonna hop plans. Because what hopping plan does is not only it abrupts the idea for you to collect consistent data about your own physique and body, and the way you're gonna pretty much progress in the gym and outside of the gym, it makes you oblivious to the fact that you are not being consistent with one regimen of plan that you can potentially follow and see some sort of gain. That's the one thing I would really put out for anyone who's starting off, or as well as in their beginner lifting journey, and do find themselves a little confused and following some here and there fitness influencers plan. And don't get me wrong, I'm fully guilty of this as well. I've done this myself. I've done this months and months, and I've made the mistake. That's why changes being put into your physique, other than you're using any sort of illegal substances, takes time, takes resilience, takes consistency. Have that consistency in you, or that factor that's gonna put you into the gym every fucking day. Sorry, excuse my language. Every day, for you to be able to do similar to same things what you've been doing for a certain period of time, you are going to destroy the data you could potentially collect about yourself, and then make further progress optimally. Cool. Now moving on to one. Second, this is gonna be something that you probably come across every second nutrition page, every second fast food ad that you probably see much fitness influencer talking about, that what you put in your mouth is what you pretty much become. And that is true, and something that I in my subconsciously did, I would say remotely, or I would say to a certain percentage I did right. Only and optimally from the start, my gains would have literally gone over through the roof, but I'm not sad because I actually taught myself doing all these mistakes there, but it doesn't really bother me. It's just stuff that I learned from, and I moved on, and I have become wiser and better with my whole lifting. I realized how much I love it, and I made this my career now. So if I'm sitting over here telling you something in regards to the consumption of food that you're not doing right, this is for all the newbies, all the guys who are literally hating themselves, not able to put on weight, or the guys who are on the other side of the spectrum who are struggling to lose weight. This is the time where you really dial into those foods. And when I mean by dialing, I don't mean by looking after your macros one by one. That is going to put you at a very great state, but I know it's a tedious task. It's psychologically taxing, as well as it just makes you feel like you're in a bit of a jail, especially when you're not motivated. And if you are motivated, then you're not able to consistently put the same amount of effort. So what you want to really do, this is something that I always pretty much do with all my clients, that when I start with them in terms of one-on-one coaching, I actually never talk about their nutrition. Having fitness into a bracket of your life, your life is pretty much boxed up in the way you kind of want to run things, right? It's very hard for people to come out of their box. So when they put out that one step to really change something about their physical, mental, internal, external experience, right? You don't want to give them so many variables. So I personally don't talk about nutrition very late or at least mid into the process. I would definitely give them hints of what they want, I want them to be doing. And this is something I would tell you watching right now, that if you are suffering from you might need to look into the way you consume your food, and especially protein. This is something that I would put out straight away. As a handoff rule, 1 pound of protein every freaking meal that you're having properly. That could be sour meal, of course, breakfast. If you don't want to have protein, I get it. Some people don't like it. If you love having eggs, that's perfect. Egg whites and eggs will definitely put you at a good place in the start of the day. But from lunch and dinner and little snacks that you can add in that little protein component in there, the macro factor is gonna really put you at a good place. I personally, in subconsciousness, did the right thing by consuming the shakes, but from a nutrition perspective, I didn't do the right thing in my early days, was consuming all the time a consistent amount of protein, and I did that mistake too. So if that makes you feel any better, if you start doing this one thing correct from the get-go, doesn't matter which side of the spectrum you are, you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to put on weight, it's gonna help you. Start from there. Look into your foods, consume the right things. Don't just train hard and then consume hard food, and then when you're relaxing on a day off or 2 or 3 days off, because you like to skip your days and really just make your schedule flexibly, which I know a lot of people do not let your diet suffer. And it's not about, I hate that word diet, but like, do not let your food consumption suffer. Eat right food, eat good food. Literally treat yourself better. Your gut is waiting for you to actually nourish every single day, not just on the days when you're training, not just on the day where you feel like shit and you want to really just dial into everything to make sure that you do not fall apart. So really focus on your diet and nutrition if you feel like that optimality in terms of the gains that you're getting in the gym is not working out for you. Cool. Number 3 is gonna be a little bit tough on your heart, and as much as I hate to say this one, it might put out the wrong message, but I'll put a little bit more technical aspect to it. You are not doing enough. Now, a lot of people would like raise the red flag over here. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Calm the hell down, boy. I just made myself come all the way to the gym, spend 45 minutes, and I'm in the gym, I'm pumping weights, and I'm doing this, and I'm out. How the hell am I not doing enough? It makes sense. If you are a newbie who just literally started their first week in the gym, you might be doing enough, but I'm talking to the people who have spent a couple of weeks or a few months and have not seen themselves progressing anywhere. This video is more specifically directed to you. Think about this, right? You'll be doing all the sets and reps in the gym, but you just don't see noticeable gains. Technical gains is something, I just want to put the term out, technical gain is different than notable gains. Technical gain is more that the percentage that you improve day by day, it's really small. It's not something that you can see in the mirror. Notable gains is something that you see in the mirror. Psychologically, it gives you that extra, I would say, X factor in your head that you feel like, I'm doing really well. I should really just keep doing it. You do fit into t-shirts better. Your friends start complimenting you, and there's a lot of other factors that goes into it. These are the notable gains, right? So you don't see notable gains and you feel like you're doing everything that you can in your plot. Well, maybe you are not. So what could potentially be going wrong in terms of what you can look into? How is your intensity when you go at the gym? And when I mean by intensity, I'm not only talking about intensity in terms of you losing breath between a set, as well as when you're performing the full set. How are you feeling throughout the set? Are you feeling the stimulus, which means like stimulus? Are you feeling the stimulus? Do you feel like the pumps are actually ranking up as you go above in the set? Are you consistently doing the same weight every week, or have you actually progressed in the gym? Have you felt like your form is sort of somewhat lacking, or are you even feeling the muscle when you're performing the exercise? These are the questions that you should be really asking yourself when you're performing any exercise. It does not matter if it's a single joint movement or it's a multi-joint movement, aka single joint mean accessory. Multi-joint means compound. So like squat, deadlift, other side accessory would be like just like a bicep curl, side lateral shoulder, incline chest fly. So that's where I guess you need to really understand that your stimulus to fatigue ratio needs not growing, then at least to be high enough for you to feel that stimulus. Needs to be consistently a little. I'm not saying going in every day with all-in approach. That's the most worst thing you can potentially do. Needs to be consistently a little bit, but train hard. If you don't train hard, I'm telling you, this is personally, because I was that meathead in my early days. I was a very rageful kid. I had all the anger in the world in my pocket, and I would flip shit in seconds. And that was something I definitely wanted to improve. And gym really helped me feel that. So if you have any sort of rage, this is my personal psychological, I would say, sort of cue that I want to give you. Any rage that you have during the day, if you are the real man or you're the real person of your word, hold it in. Go into the gym, make sure your form is right, and put it out. Right amount of great excessive energy that you're having, and you're lying to people, you're being rude to people, you've been rude to your friends, you've been just frustrated all the time. Hold it in. Hold it in till you get to the session. Train your mind to be like that. And it's not gonna be easy. I'm not telling you to just go and flip a switch, but this is the time you might be able to put that energy through. And if you are just a gentle person, that cue does not go for you. For you, the cue would be maybe add in more reps, or on the other side, add in more sets. If you feel that 5 kilo of dumbbell doing a bicep curl just does not work for you, maybe go 6 kilos or 7 kilos, rep up the weight, do the same rep, but bring up the weight. And then don't do it in every set. Do a consistent rate, because that will give you the correct data. That will tell you week by week, okay, I'm making progress. If you go in one day, is something that I could probably put in another point, but I want to keep it to 3 points for this whole video. If you go in and you start lifting weights every day, and if you go every day and you start lifting like different sort of weights, it just becomes too troublesome for you to understand. It's working for me, it's not. I'm getting the fatigue, I'm not. Like, is it the muscle to fatigue ratio is great, the stimulus is good, the recovery periods are great, the technical aspect of it is good. Am I able to actually feel the pump? Am I seeing changes? Is the gains like noticeable? Are they just technical gains? Like, what's happening? There's so much that goes into it. So not to overwhelm you, my new friend, into the gym, just work on the stimulus aspect, and as well as if you 80% there in terms of form, that's all good. 20% you can give away. 100% form does not come in. That takes while, that takes learning curve, that takes time in the gym, and that takes knowledge, and that only comes by literally putting yourself through practice. So practicing by back to back in terms of your execution. So I guess that's all to it. I hope these 3 points in terms of not to plan hopping, if you really want to understand how this is going to help you, consuming the right foods for you to be able to really see some noticeable gains rather than technical gains, and then as well as do enough for you to be able to really receive that stimulus to fatigue ratio and feel like you had a good workout. You want to be going home and don't be scared of getting sore. Soreness is not always a bad indication towards your training or you making mistakes. Yes, if you're always super sore to the point that you can't get up off where you see, you can't do anything, maybe you're doing something wrong in terms of your form. I'm not sure, I'm not coaching you right now, but potentially. But on the other side, I was a lot of the time, in fact, I was very, very sore, and that was noticeably giving me a lot of gains. So, just want to wrap this video up. I hope you guys find it reasonably knowledgeable in some sort of way. If you did, leave a comment, share, like, and just let me know if you guys want me to make these sit-down videos more often. And if not, then I'll still make them. Thank you so much for tuning in, Fresh Fam, Fit Fam, all of the fam, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love you all.